Hey, what's going on, guys? Richie Fix here, back with another video, and today we're going to be doing the final comparison video of the Wave 1 Jada Street Fighter line in Chun-Li. Now, I have already done the other two from the Wave in Fei Long and Ryu. If you haven't gone and checked those out, go ahead and do that. They're great videos, and basically what these videos do is show you the differences between Factory 1 and Factory 2. So what the story is here, if you don't already know, Jada Toys at the beginning of the line used their normal, I guess their starter factory to produce all these figures. Now, towards the end of Wave 1, they ended up going with a different company. I can only assume it was due to quality issues. Maybe they moved a little bit faster. I will never know. It's an unsolved mystery, folks. We'll just never know why they ended up changing. I'm just going with, it seems like these newer figures have a little bit of a better quality. Now, has the figure itself actually changed? No. So what you're looking for here is not new head sculpts, not new accessories, not new hands, nothing like that. This is purely cosmetic paint, folks. So you very may well enjoy your Chun-Li that you already have. Now, how you can tell if you even have the older Chun-Li compared to the new one is what we're going to take a look at. But if we could do also a like for the effort on this video, I actually did not own two Chun-Lis. I had to go out and buy a separate one. So if you could leave a like for the effort on this one, I'd greatly appreciate it. And yeah, that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you what's new with the new factory and if it's something you think you'd want to go and upgrade. Again, you're not looking for anything new with the figure. This is all going to be paint, so you can decide and hopefully make a decision based off this video if you want the newer Chun-Li or if you're going to be happy with what you have. So let's take a look at the two figures here. One is new and one is from the older factory. Can you tell which one is which? Okay, well, if you've watched any of the other videos, it's kind of a cheat, but it's alright. We'll go over it anyways. So the new one is going to have darker printing. As you can tell, it's got a little bit more of a tan here, or I guess a deeper complexion, where she is a little bit more pale on this box. It's hard to tell from the figures because there is shadowing in there and everything, so we won't go based off the figures. There's not a lot. I mean, if you had them side by side in real life, I guess you could tell and look through the box and make those decisions, but based off what we have here, you're not going to be able to tell. So on the back, this is where you can really tell if you have the old from new. So Factory 1 on the back did have all three from the Wave. Now, this was very confusing at the beginning of the line because they did immediately drop Ryu and Fei Long, where Chun-Li was not dropped until months after. I'm talking like 2 or 3 months later. People were always saying, I can't find Chun-Li, where's Chun-Li? So you could see the confusion there where they show all three figures where one of them didn't actually drop, and then Jun actually ended up saying they don't like to call them waves because they don't drop them all at the same time. As this line is gone, they drop all different times. You know, I think M. Bison and Dalsim ended up dropping at the same time, but Ken dropped months earlier, and he is part of Wave 2. So you can see where they just don't want to confuse people, and they just do the solo shot. So if you have this one with the solo shot on the back, then that is the sign of the newer factory, where if you have this one, then maybe you want to pay a little bit more attention to this video. Now, again, shout out to Amazon for sending this again in a bubble wrapper. Wow, you're on fire. I really hope, this is going to really, but the box actually on this one came fine, so I'm not going to really complain too much about it, but it's still scary. It's still risky. It's still $26 that I'm wasting, and it could get destroyed. Amazon, let's figure it out. All right, that's enough of that. But what we're going to do, guys, as you can see, that's the differences between the boxes. You can also tell a little bit down here in the roster, too. It's just a little bit better coloring down here compared to this. Like I said, just a little bit deeper colors. I don't think anybody buys these for the boxes. I'm just telling you what to look for. So it really comes down to those figures. Let's get them out. Let's take a look and see what we think. Taking a look at head sculpt number 1, we're going to start with the alternate heads here just because they're already attached, and that's the first thing I grabbed. So taking a look, this is from Factory 1. And like I said, I don't know the reasons of why they ended up changing factories, but I can only assume it was quality control because there are a few QC issues, as have been on most of these videos with the Factory 1. As you can see here, there is a little bit of a black blemish here on the left cheek. Does that bother me? No. It is the fighting head sculpt, her screaming action head sculpt. Is she going to be runway fresh, pretty pampered, and have no dirt on her whatsoever? No. But would I rather it not be there? Sure. And then also there is a little bit of a blemish underneath her nose there. Another little black mark right above her lip on the left side. So again, like I said, they're not going to bug me. You could never ever see them from a distance if you were standing. I don't know anybody that stands 5 inches away from their figures when they're looking at them, like just walking by at a glance, like maybe when you were posing them or something like that, that you would notice that stuff, but from a distance, you're never going to notice those things. So it is something to note, though, and maybe why they ended up changing factories just because of little things like that. And anybody with severe OCD, that might be enough to bug them and want to exchange the figure. But like I said, it wouldn't bug me tremendously. Now, taking a look at the other head here, you can see them on a side-by-side. You can tell the paint is just a little bit different on the left-hand side. You can tell the lips are a little bit darker on the lipstick. You can tell the teeth look a little bit more pronounced. I assume maybe because it's got to be the contrast next to the darker lips, right? I don't know why the teeth look a little bit whiter or something like that. It's got to be the contrast, but you can tell the eyes are a little bit scanned better on the left-hand side, and let's see, hair, it seems like, yeah, just a little bit darker maybe, a little bit of a darker paint there, but again, these are such minor things. You can tell the flat head, you can see a little bit of more of a flat too, like a matte paint on the newer head sculpt as well, where the right hand side is a little bit more of a gloss. But to me, it just, and like I said, these are all such minor things. You could be like, so who the hell cares? And I would be right there with you. But I wanted to show you the differences because to me, this one does look just it does look better in my opinion. But again, that's my opinion. If you think this other one looks better, that's fine too. But, and is it worth upgrading entirely? That's up to you. Like I said, that's exactly why I'm bringing you these. Maybe you want it, maybe you don't. But as you can see, this one has the little blemishes and the little paint marks, and this one didn't come with anything. This thing came out flawless, so I think that's why, or at least one of the reasons why they ended up changing. And as you can see, it just looks better, in my opinion. You can I think this is one of the better examples. I think with Ryu that it was very minimal, but this one I feel like just looks a lot better. But that's my opinion. Let me know yours in the comments below. Let's take a look at the other head sculpts and the bodies. Taking a look at the bodies here, the new one is going to be on the left. The older factory is going to be on the right. As you can see on the left on the pants, let's see if I might have to get her arm out of the way to really see it. The browns are different. They look different. This one looks more of like a deeper brown, and this one is a lighter one. I mean, you guys can see. I don't know the difference. I mean, what should I say? This is Moab Sand Brown, where this one is Brownie Fudge. Like, I don't know the different color names of browns, but this one clearly looks like a more matte, deeper brown, where this one's just got the higher gloss. Is that a big difference? No. But immediately, you can also tell in the yellows that this one's a little bit more washed out and light, and then where this yellow is a deeper, dark yellow. So again, it is all down to the cosmetics. I don't know if that bugs you. Maybe you're fine with this. Maybe you're not. But you can tell immediately deeper yellow, deeper brown to a more gloss light brown and a light yellow. You can also see that up here, not so much in the blue. The blue seems almost a little bit lighter on this one compared to this one, where the yellows are also deeper. You can just see the deeper yellows. You can see a deeper, darker yellow compared to this, and then you look at the head sculpts. I might just take the head sculpts off just because I can get closer and give you guys a fair comparison. In fact, let's do that real quick. But immediately also, before we do that, as I just abruptly go right back into it, is you can see, it's hard to pick up on these videos. Actually, you can see it a little bit here, is there's pinkish hue, like, shading in the muscular texture. Like, on this, you can tell there's not a lot of shading. Over here, you got some pinkish hues, more definition, I guess you could say, in the muscle tone. So, again, I've noticed that on all the figures, the shading seems to be more pronounced on that compared to the older figures. I'm trying to see, is there anything different? The bands actually, well, the bands seem to be about the same. Like I said, a little, maybe a deeper, darker brown on the band there, where this one's a little bit more lighter. But that seems to be kind of the normal here that we're looking at. It just seems like deeper, darker paints. better quality paints. Hair looked at, let's just get the heads off. We'll look at the heads separately. All right, and taking a look at Factory 1 Chun-Li, again, there's nothing wrong with Factory 1 figures at all. Like I said, the articulation's great, a great representation of Chun-Li. Just like I said, if you're a stickler, you're an OCD guy, you gotta have the newest, greatest, a little bit better maybe, and it's all an opinion too, whether they're better or not anyways. This is a fine head sculpt that looks great. I mean, the hair still looks, like I said, a little bit glossier. The texture of the skin is glossier, and then again, QC issues, a little bit of a brown spot right there. Can you see that underneath the chin? They maybe missed a little bit of paint and it's rubbing off just a little bit. Again, you're not going to notice that. You're not going to. I mean, you'll know because you're the owner of the figure, and it will probably bug you, as most people that collect have an eye for details such as those things. But to the common person walking by, you'll never see that. You'll never see that. But again, it's just a lighter, glossier. Now, when we bring in Factory 2, again, immediately you can see the differences. The paint on the lips, more pronounced, more of a darker pink on the lipstick on the left on the newer sculpt. I think the paint, see, again, that little brown there, there's nothing there on this one. Just the paint comes out better on the new Factory, and I assume that's why they made the switch. Let's take a look a little bit. The side there, you can see just a little bit more matte on the paint. A little bit more, at least on the skin texture. And then you can see on the eyes. Let's get there, side by side. I mean, to me, this is pretty clear on which one's the newer one compared to the older one. But again, is it enough to go out and spring for a new figure and sell your old one? I don't know. That's why we do these videos, so you guys can really tell and get a look at what's different here. I want to say the paint is actually a little bit more of a matte white on the new ones compared to the old ones. I'm trying to get angles here where you can really kind of see the contrast. It's not, I mean, white is white, but is there really a difference on the white? I'm not seeing any. Now, on the browns of the hair, there is a little bit of a deeper brown on the old one compared to the new one. Maybe more of like a hazelnut compared to a deep, dark forest brown. Again, I'm joking there, but the browns do seem to be a little bit more. This one almost seems like it has a little bit of a reddish tint to it compared to this just being more like a traditional brown, at least in my opinion. Again, brown experts, let me know in the comments below if they have specific names, but yeah, that is going to be the differences there. So again, guys, you're looking at just deeper, different color and paint textures compared to the two figures. Is it enough to change your mind to get the new one? Maybe, maybe not. You could be totally fine with Factory 1 should you have Factory 1, but at least you know the differences and what's going on with the two. Now, the nice thing is that this is the final video of this series, and you don't have to worry about this ever again because it only affected the first 3 figures. So, Fei Long, Ryu, Chun-Li, that's all you have to, and I mean Chun-Li in the blue outfit. The new Target one, don't have to worry about it all. That one came from the new Factory, and all figures moving forward are coming from the new Factory. So, guys, again, there's not a lot of difference here, but to me, I do like the new, I've liked all the new Factory paints better than the other ones. So that's, again, my opinion. If you guys think the other one looks a little bit better, that's also fine too. There are no wrong answers here, folks. You're gonna get an A on this test no matter what. Congratulations. But other than that, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this series and it's helped you out a lot. Other than that, that's all we got. So I'll keep you guys up to date on all the new Jada stuff. I should be getting, as far as videos coming up, we'll stay obviously up to date on any SDCC news. We should be getting new figure announcements there. Anything coming with any of the Jada figures SDCC wise, I'll keep you up to date. As far as any new videos other than Jada, I have the Tumbler coming from McFarlane. I was very interested in that. It was one of my favorite Batmans growing up. So we got to check out the big bad boy Tumbler. The Tumbler with Lucius Fox, Morgan Freeman figure, first in the line. So if you guys are interested in that, you can keep an eye out for that. But other than that, again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit a like on the video, as I did have to purchase a whole new Chun-Li figure in doing this video. But I'm happy I did, because I actually like the new figure a little bit better than the old one. And maybe you guys will too. That will be for you to decide. Let me know what you decide in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Other than that, if you're new, subscribe. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you on the next one. Richie Figs. Later.